Hello and welcome back. My name is Sandcrawler or Ythmavig, and we are playing some more on the Project Mineoid server. So today we're going to be doing some more ComputerCraft. So first let's just open up this guy and I'll show you what I've done. If I type the command right. Is it that one? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you can see that when I put in that command, ethos liquids lava, it sends me back information on lava, that it's ID2, the name, and the volume of it that we have, and the capacity of the drum that it's in. So let's go down here. And you can see that the lava drum is right up here. And it's pretty close to what we got from here. 50 under. This only updates every 5 minutes, give or take. So you can see it also has mob essence, redstone, and XP, or liquid XP. So if we do this command again, and we put in XP, we'll get the ID, the name, which is actually liquid XP, and the amount that we have, which is 77,000, and the capacity, and it's in a bedrockium drum. We can do the same for redstone, and also for essence. Because this one has a really weird name, like it's fluid.mfr.mobessence.still.name. Yeah, so let's take a look at this guy. And we're just gonna do an edit startup. Okay, so RedNet opened back because the wireless modem's on the back, and then it goes into a loop while true do, and this is peripheral wrap to the right, and this reads the tank information, and then this is where it sends it to the master computer, and then it just repeats that for all 4 sides, right, top, left, and bottom. And then it sleeps for 300 seconds or about 5 minutes. I also have a sleep command in between each one for 10 seconds, so it's a little bit over 5 minutes, but that's good enough for us. So if we reboot this guy, he'll go back to doing his thing, and we can jump up here. Okay, so let's open this guy up. So you can see that it has the mob essence, lava just came in, liquid XP just came in. This is updating the file or database on it. So there we have all 4 of them. So if we just go back to this and request one of them, you can see that number is the same as this one. I should have done redstone, but it never changes. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on this guy. This guy has a lot going on it. I did have to add the parallel, so you'll see right here that this is local function user input. That's so it'll run in parallel, and then it loops while true do, so that it will always be waiting for a message. Function load just unserializes table data so that I can use it again. And there it receives. This we went over last time we did ComputerCraft. This is for the mob farms. It just sends a message down to the computers in the mob farm to turn them on and off. You can see the liquids one is right here, so it waits for a message to come in that has a liquids protocol to it. And then if it finds one, then it looks for this stuff. So what it does here is it loads a file using this function up here that unserializes it. It loads it into this variable, which is just liquid, so that I can use it down here. Liquid 1, liquid 2 is over here, 3 and 4, so on. Which is what's sent back to the computer that requested it. Yeah, if we go down, we'll get to where that file is made, which is probably a better place to talk about it. Yeah, okay. So here we're in another parallel function. I believe this one is called status, because this is where I'm going to do all the different status updates. Not only liquids, but also like when the mob farm is on or off. It's going to send it here so it keeps track of it. So it receives a message. That's pretty typical. And then it's going to split the message with this symbol here, which is another function that's up here. And it splits that, and so it makes it into a table that I can then save, which is what I do here on this line. And what I do is I save the file based on the ID number. So that's what's going on here. So it's saving this liquid table or variable or array to this file that I'm making right here. And it's going into the liquids folder, and then it's being named the ID of the liquid. And this is just a parallel function here. I'm not entirely sure if it needs to be in a loop or not, but it is. So it waits in parallel for user input or status. So if we take it out of that and we go edit liquid/2, that'll give us the table. This is a serialized table. So ID number is 2, lava is the name, this number is the capacity or the volume that we have, and this is the capacity. And we can of course do that for all of the liquids that we have, which I believe that is redstone. And you can see this is in a normal barrel, so it's a smaller capacity. And let's just reboot this guy. So yeah, that is basically what's going on. We'll go back down here somewhere. Oh, you can see that I've dug a hole. I'm gonna put in a crystal down here that's gonna be like MFR crystals, and also the way that you get in. And I wanted it to be underground in a big hole. So okay. So I showed you guys this. I'll show you guys this program, but it's a little bit complicated. I guess before we get into it, the reason, because originally I had this set up so that you would do that, liquids 2, to request the lava, so, using the ID number of the liquid. But what would happen is this one would go into an infinite loop if you requested one that didn't exist, and the master computer up there at the top would just crash. So I changed it to use keywords. So let's go ahead and open this up, and we'll go down. So here's where the liquids are input. And you can see right here that it's taking input 2, which is your second argument. I do the same thing up here. And if that is exactly equal to lava, then it sends a RedNet message up to the master computer asking for ID number 2. And it's tells it that it's a liquid using the liquid protocol. So, which I showed you up there. So basically it knows what to do with this message of 2 because it has the protocol of liquids. And then here it's just waiting for a message. This is rednet.receive. If we scroll over, rednet.receive liquids, I believe, or liquid update. And then back down here on the next line is just a print message, is all there is to that. And then it's repeated for XP, redstone, essence, and up to 4 more. Well, I mean, I could scale it more than that, but I think that 4 is, or 8 total is going to be plenty for me, 4 per computer. I could scale it, but I'd have to have a space because of the wireless modem. But I struggled to find 4 liquids to put on one, so I don't even know what's going on the second one yet. So this is the first part of collecting data to store, collecting and storing data to display later on. The way this displays, oops, what did I do? I don't know what I typed in that. Okay. The way that this is displayed is just, you know, a dump of information. That's not really the end goal for displaying it. I'd like to display it, you know, with a capacity slider or a percentage bar, something like that, graphically. And this is just the first part of our data collection plans. I'd also like to get rid of this RedNet controller here and replace it with a computer so that I can get the information from here of, you know, how much energy is in the buffer, how much is being drawn out, how much is being generated, and millibuckets a tick of Ulorium fuel used. All of that stuff I can get access to with a computer and send it up there, which I can then use to display the information elsewhere. And so if you see out here, this is actually the beginning of our last reactor. It's actually going to be a smaller reactor than that one because it's going to have a turbine on top of it. I'll get computer information out of both of them then so that I can use that information, you know, for display in other places. We'll probably collect, well, we'll collect some amount of information from these, probably just if they're on or off. Down here I was mentioning the farm crystal, and we're going to try and get some information out of that as well, but that may also just be an on-off thing. And then we want to display it on a computer, which is going to go in this room somewhere. I'm thinking either in this one or this one, but we'll see which one when we get to that point. Yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up this episode. I think this is really cool. I thought about just putting it onto a website, but I felt like that would just be too easy of a way out of it, because then I wouldn't have to store or send the information from the computer up here. And so if I do a website, which would be in PHP and MySQL using the HTTP protocols or API in ComputerCraft, if I do one, it'll be for stuff that, is already stored on this one. I'm going to store and send everything in game from this computer. That's my challenge. Because I could easily get rid of the wireless modem and just have it all go through the internet. Just have it query my website, ask my website to find out if the farm is supposed to be on, and so on. So I don't want to do that because that would be too easy. Because PHP and MySQL are actually easier for me to write than Lua. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.